at this point, we have got a very crude shape of a gorilla face that we did in part one. And first thing I usually do is I kind of push these together a little bit, but what I want to do is I want to sort of smooth out the inside of the mouth area, and I use my fingers. I mean, we have all kind of tools that we can use and stuff. I tend to a lot of times. I like working with my hands with clay, especially when establishing, you know, the main shape of the face. So we'll first thing to do is start building this muzzle up, and I'm using this mask right here as a reference, but we'll start building this muzzle up to kind of match the shape of what we have on here. And if somewhere along the way I find that I've started adding too much stuff onto here, I can start pulling it away. But what I do is I take pieces of the clay, and I might smush them down a little bit, and I'll just start building up the muzzle, kind of around the outside of it. And you know, in the beginning, I try to be as symmetrical as I can, so I'm trying to pull off, you know, kind of even amounts of clay for each side, as close as possible, anyways. And again, it's clay, so if you put too much down, just take some away. But right there, I can see that it's starting to build up a little bit on the sides. And if you look at this mask right here, this section right here, right there, is kind of rounded. It's all rounded out in there, and it sort of bows out a little bit too, I think. So I'm building that up right now, and let's do this. I'm going to build the top of this up here a little bit. And then we'll kind of turn this, and we'll put the same amount of clay over here on this side right here. And the chin section sort of tucks under a little bit. So we can do that. We'll sort of tuck that. See how I just did that? I tucked that under right there. Tuck that under. And it'll tend to pull away for now until I start establishing some of the laying down some of the rest of the facial part and the forehead and the upper neck part. It might move around a little bit on the plaster face. So let's turn this, and you know what? Let's start putting some cheeks down right now. We'll start adding the cheek sections right there, and then I'm going to turn this, and I will add a cheek section over here. There we go. So we've got left cheek, right cheek, and then I'm just gonna. It's kind of like it was in the first video. I'm just sort of building this stuff up pretty crudely. The side section of the jaw over there, another piece of clay, side section of the jaw over there, and I am going to stop talking for a bit here, and I am going to speed the video up so you don't have to sit here and watch me do this for the next hour or however long this actually takes. So here is our basic structure of the ape mask. Oh, I slid a black piece of cardboard underneath here to work on. Also, when I make the mold, it'll pretty much just that'll take care of all the spill off, all the runoff from the mold. Most of it won't get on the table. I received a message from a viewer who asked if I would ever consider down the road, after I do this gorilla face, if I would do a chimpanzee or if I would do an orangutan, right? And it got me thinking that when it comes to the 1968 Planet of the Apes, that an ape is an ape is an ape. It's a basic. They all have the same, pretty much the same eyebrow ridge. Discarding the nostrils, they have the same shaped muzzle for the most part, and the same shaped chin. The difference is the gorillas have a bit more texture in their skin, I think, but when it comes to the orangutans and the chimpanzees, I think that to me they look almost identical. The chimpanzees have that widow's peak with the hair kind of going back, and the orangutans have those funny bangs on orangutans. And it got me thinking that, hey, let's do something. Let's kind of go off the original trail that we were on here, and instead of doing this gorilla, let's turn this gorilla into a chimpanzee or an orangutan. Once we make the mold, that mold can be used for both a chimpanzee and an orangutan. And what I did is I went online and I looked them both up, and they both pretty much, the chimps and the orangutans in the original movie, looked like they had the exact same makeup aside from the hair, right? So let's take this guy right now and let's smush his nostrils down just a little bit, right? Let's do this. Let's push these in, bring this up here, push this in just a little bit, and then we'll do this. Kind of bring that down, and at this point, I feel like that is a great beginning to a chimpanzee. Smaller nostrils, just like that. So anyways, that is that. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. What we're going to do is we are going to start fine-tuning these shapes. We're going to smooth this out. We're going to start building up the cheekbones and building up, basically giving this guy a bit of personality at this point. But stay tuned and see you soon. Thank you.